Thank you, Alexis.
Hi, Warriors, traders. It's 11 a.m., 11:03 EST, time for Mike and me. How you doing, Mike? I want to start off addressing what happened in Tokyo last night in the gold market and the silver market because we broke out. The reason I have this blue line here is this is something that gold bulls were waiting for years. Okay.
Literally years.
Years. Okay. This goes back to 22, and then we had this high in 23, and there's even one back further, right around the same area. So people are going to call this a false breakout because, that's the way it looks, and that's a weekly candle. It's pretty ugly. But I'm not expecting a big break, maybe 1950 or something like that. The good news is how the miners hung in there. They're giving up some today, but just look at the gold and then look at something like even Newmont. Newmont's down pretty good today, but look how much better it's holding up. So, Mike, this is something we've been waiting for, or I've been waiting for years, is that the physical market may begin to underperform. And so even if there's more weakness in the miners, they're going to show relative strength to the gold and silver now, I believe. And yesterday was a key day. You don't know what you have until it's tested, right?
Yeah.
So the miners are being tested by this big reversal in metals, and I don't think Newmont's going to trade much under 38, and GDX is not quite testing the breakout at 30. Maybe it trades 29, but these are excellent buying opportunities. Should actually thank whoever caused that reversal, whoever was selling gold over $100 higher on Sunday night. It's doing people a favor because it's creating this pullback in miners. And the other part of it is I was calling for a bounce in the dollar. And originally I was talking about something like 105. I don't think we're going to get there
No,
because we're almost maybe 104.20, 30. I
I
think
get it.
it's close to ending.
Yeah.
Go ahead. But I mean the euro's almost at that moving average between
Amazing.
107.50 and here. That's where I said I wanted to buy it next week. So it's setting up for that. And then the Aussie RBA last night. Maybe I will have a chance at 450, but I'm looking to buy this break in Aussie and sell the rally in Canada. I like the commodity currencies better than like the pound or euro, the European currencies, because they're commodity currencies.
Interesting.
Okay, so
Yeah.
they really haven't. They're showing relative strength to
Right.
euro and cable.
Good point,
So,
Coach.
all right, so those are the ones that I would gravitate towards.
Yeah.
Maybe use this as a key when you see euro trading 107 and a half to 107. I guess you could try it here, but when it's there, see where the Aussie's at for a sell and see where the Canadian is at, the Aussie for a buy, and see where the Canadian's at for a sell. We're right at
Huh.
200-day support. I think we're going to 32 right away. So sell rallies in USD CAD.
Noted.
And that's about all I have. I know the market's coming back big. Their move, Apple exploded. Um, S&Ps are still, not at new highs, and Nasdaq has been acting weaker. Maybe it's going to blow to another new high. Also, the last thing I'll cover is the yen, because if we're going to have any kind of recovery in yields coming off, you need the yen to rally. So
Okay.
it was down about
I
50,
agree.
and TLT exceeded my expectations.
Definitely. Wow,
Um,
Coach.
yeah, 95, 94 and a half right here.
Incredible.
So, I still wouldn't chase this, it's kind of how it looks, how the gold looked, you feel like you're missing the boat, and I've missed plenty of boats, but you know what? There will be another ship
Oh, well,
pulling
come
into
on.
the marina.
Yep.
So anyway, that's what I'm seeing here today, Mike.
Can I ask you one thing, Coach?
Yeah.
Natty gas. I know it's a 3 level for you. Any still opinion? Because I kind of like. Oh, look at that one. I got a little bit. I got a little bit cheap. I wanted to know if this is maybe something I should. Uh,
Well, it negated the breakout, kind of like gold did. It's under the breakout, but it's not making new lows. And if I did some type of fib study on it, it would look like it's a retracement move. It's deep. Last week, someone asked me when we were here, and I said, wait for closes back over 3.
it was a new
Now I
member, I
think
think, or it was your
now,
Twitter feed. Yeah.
yeah, now I think just back over 280 would show something. I don't like the RSI on the daily. Let's see what it looks like intraday. Go to a 4 hour.
I punted it. I mean, I have 80%. 80% I punted, but I bought it 4 in the morning. I was bored.
Okay. It doesn't look bad, Mike. I think it's a decent shot. I like the miners better, but I think it's a
Yes.
decent shot.
Okay, appreciate that. And your
Miner.
line in the sand was always 3, and that's
3
what
was a
that always stuck
real,
in my mind. Yeah.
yeah, it
Look at
was
that
a
one.
real important level psychologically and everything. You see, we tried to rally back above it. It couldn't. But this decline is getting long in the tooth. It's starting to diverge. Um, I, th- I wouldn't be selling it here anymore. I'd be looking for buying opportunities. So, and in fact, wouldn't be surprised if we're going to end up having something in crude here in a little while too. I've been negative for a while,
It's
but
painful, Coach. It's painful. It just doesn't have that whip up. It's not. I don't be
yeah,
looking for that squeeze, and then that's going to be around. That's going to be rounded. That's not going to be. We forgot the crude stocks are cheap, and let's buy them. In my opinion,
okay,
you do have tax law selling in. I think that's the group that's going to have it.
okay, and maybe all groups, might have it, but you would think the miners would have it too, Mike, because I mean, I don't think a lot of people have gains in miners, even though
Yeah, but
we've had a good month.
the miners are, I think, a little bit more accepted. I don't think anybody wants crude. You know what I mean? A lot of people don't even want in the portfolio anymore. Gold is like water. When the apocalypse comes, there's 2 things that are going to be when the most expensive commodity in the world: a bottle of water and a gold bar. Believe me, those are the
Well,
two
I'll tell
things.
you, the gold going up until this weekend with the market. Larry Williams is a legend. He
The
wrote the book.
best.
He wrote a book, How I Turned 10 Grand into a Million. One a long time ago. I met him in Rancho Santa Fe a long time ago.
That's
But
so.
he used to say it's really not a healthy condition for the market when gold is going up with the market. It's a sign that the market has a fever, that it's sick, that's not healthy. It's not a healthy sign to have gold breaking out to new all-time highs and the market going up too. And now throw in people are buying bonds because
Well,
they don't want to miss that. They don't want to miss that yield.
a couple of things, and I posted it recently, if not this morning, within TGH, is that the gold, the cat's out of the bag with gold. CTAs are long. Everybody looked at the move. They like to play it. CTAs are. I'll show you the chart. It's basically
All right.
they're dollar for dollar for how it moves. So you know what I mean. It's
Anyway, I don't know how you feel about this one, but I bought this last week. B2 Gold. You ever check it out?
you've
And
mentioned it before.
also, look how great was silver holding up. Fortuna is only down 14 cents. So I mean, look at what silver's doing compared to Fortuna, and it's going to take a lot more silver weakness for me to even buy a pullback to 340.
Huh.
I
Okay.
mean that is rallied from 260 to 410, a buck and a half. So 340 is halfway back. And look at that chart compared to what silver did the last couple days, and it's really a great sign long term that these really don't want to look at that compared to what you just saw. So it's holding up like a
That's an
champ.
excellent, excellent educate, instruction.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah. So you have some evidence now. It's been hard to be patient with the miners up until November, but buy the dip, buy the dip, buy the dip. All right, I'm going to give you the screen. I've said enough.
All right, let me look at my positions first, so I don't have to do anything.
Okay.
Hold on a second.
I think we're getting as many or more views together than we get individually. People like the
Well, definitely.
combo.
That's
People,
because you're better looking than I am.
oh yeah, I'm better looking.
We should do another video together. No?
Yeah, you know, go video. That was a stock when I was living in Phoenix. It's when they came up with what turned out to be TiVo. It was a way of eliminating commercials. That was in
I
the,
got you.
I don't know, 80s. Go
TiVo.
video.
I
Yeah,
remember TiVo. I think I had that as a takeover. It was like 14 or 16 or something like that.
yeah.
I had it. I
Okay.
was in it. Okay, let's go to TGH. This being a Tuesday, I'll sign in just the same as it. I'm just going to go through a couple of things and then we'll get to the charts. Okay, it's pretty obvious of how they're rotating or what the market is doing right now. You have to be aware. You have to be focused. They're either taking up quality and squeezing the other ones, or vice versa.
Okay.
And hopefully everybody went into TGH. It's 11 o'clock already, so some of my
We're on TradeView's page right now.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry
It's
about
okay.
that.
All right. They're our sponsor. It's okay to show
By the way, there was TradeView sponsoring everything. Major sports teams too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where am I this morning?
Cool.
All right, smart money, dumb money. Smart money doesn't believe yet. There's
Yeah.
Paul always posting professional clean. Where are we? Even Gerard's coming in there. Okay, here we are. All right, it's a little overbought. The bear trap, quarter whale, tactical short, gold and silver. Read that. It's basically saying that it's over. The bear trap caught a whale, and everybody covered the top, and basically read that if you like for the short term. It's very, I mean, it's nice reading.
So they're tactically short.
Yes, they are.
What are they looking for? How much of a decline?
But they're just saying that Shanghai gold buying, and by the way, that's what I heard was that move on Sunday night.
That was Shanghai.
Yes,
Oh,
China.
okay.
And that was basically, that was it. They freaked out. They thought the Powell was probably going to say something Monday morning. And
Yeah.
that's what I believe. Shanghai traders are now sitting at the 90. They're all in. Algorithmic buying exhaustion is also in when the CT is nearing the effective max long position size. Now, you could play this either way. You could probably, short it or buy a dip or whatever. This is just a high level opinion and research that I go by. I'm
That's
not biased
good.
by it. I
That's
don't
some
care
good
what you think.
stuff.
Yeah, that's it. Go buy whatever you
Okay.
want. You can ask my opinion. I'll give it. Okay. A couple of things. I hope always give research. I hope everybody covered this. Okay. CTA's record buying 93 billion equities over the last month, the highest amount in history. So we went from the hedge funds shorting to shorting the highest amount of stocks to get caught. Now everybody's they went from everybody in to everybody out. Vice versa. So it's back to stock.
Now it's everybody in again.
Yeah, it is everybody in. Clear rotation. This is it. Oliver Kitchell. He's an investing champion. Good guy. Clear rotation with growth stuff going on for me today. The Russell's been green all day. Let's go to my chart right here. Well, the market just came back. Typical. I wonder how much that cost me. Here's the market. Here you have oil's down. Mega up. Apple on that breakout daily, like you said. Amazon coming back. Nevada perfectly bounced off the 50-day. Here you go. Tesla bounced perfectly where it should. Now rounding up. Also bouncing on the 50-day, coming back with some volume. That short might be a little bit long in the tooth.
Yeah, that is.
Okay, so you have stocks like Uber giving back a little bit, the runners. DraftKings, okay, came back a little. That's fine. All right, so they're rounding up a little bit. They're rotating again. Path, The stock's parabolic into earnings. Does it mean that has a red day? Is it over? No. Another stock that's acting well after earnings, still not barely giving anything up. But some stocks are. Macy's, a strict retailer is. I'm short gap stores, not going to lie to you. And I should be. What stocks are breaking? There's still stocks that trade. GTLD, breakout, beautiful breakout on earnings. Huge option flow into price action, range, and volume. Doesn't matter if they make widgets or jelly. Bottom line is a stock came in with volume, it broke out, and there it is right there. It's yet to be determined where it is. What else? CVS at earnings. Not sexy, but it's emblematic of maybe them squeezing stocks going to the 200-day. What else is it? Google. Maybe that's a little bit, it's yet to be determined. Go to anything else. Target. Now, everybody, it was forgotten. Now it's bouncing nicely, 105 to 132. Came into a little bit of 200-day resistance. I get it. But the low floaters aren't really holding up. GameStop, the low floater, gave a lot of it back. Affirm, actually, that's acting pretty well. This stock that's been 27 to basically 40 in 4, 5, 6 days, only pulling back. As a matter of fact, it pulled back and now it's basically on the high. So, yes, there's an appetite. The VIX is barely up again. And by the way, unless there's a VIX volatility spike, there's buying on dips. That's it. That's it, coach. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Mara.
How's, say,
PayPal. Okay.
how's Facebook look? Are they going into Facebook too?
Square. I'll go into a second. Square.
Oh, okay.
Okay, Square. There you go. The stock had a run from 39. Okay, doubled, month and a half, whatever it is. Okay, so they had a chance to sell off, high or low. What do they call lower high, higher low? They had their chance. So let's look at Meta, which they tried to kill yesterday. It was down $8 that went positive. That's the one that's teetering out of the Magnificent Seven.
It still doesn't look good.
No, it doesn't look good. But you know what? It could turn it up any day like Apple did. It could turn up any day like Microsoft did, and go from worst to first.
Yeah.
But I'm aware of it. Don't get me wrong. And if the market stays weak today, or if these stocks start to come in, I wouldn't be shorting the Microsoft, or I would not be shorting Apple. I would be playing them one of the Magnificent Seven. That is weak, like Meta. That is, in fact, if they come, if those 7 come in or not. But certainly there's always places to run to.
Even NVIDIA isn't close to the highs. I mean, we're bouncing today, but we're still $40 off the highs.
Bouncing a lot. Where's my QS, you bitch? Oh, excuse me. What else? Mara, I'm short some of it. Okay, let's look at a short I like, and I'm in. How can you not like this? And I put it on TJX. Las Vegas Sands. Okay, Las Vegas Sands under a gap, has the volume, already wiped out all. So anybody that thought it was going to have a short squeeze covered it. It did nothing. Everybody that was long it sold it.
Yeah.
It did nothing. It's under a gap, under the 50-day. Did tremendous volume to wipe out both sides, long and short. It's obviously showing relative weakness with volume. It's here's the chart on the market. Here's a chart on the Qs. And here's a chart on the IWM. So Las Vegas Sands, even if it was a technology stock, part of the small cap or IWM, it didn't rotate in no matter what basket it's in. So it's breaking down here at volume. Here's by the way, it is taking puts. There's the chart right here. Do the little thing. Does it have a chance if it's going to squeeze and go up? Maybe. Yes. But net, after all, I think the shenanigans, meaning, in my opinion, considering the VIX is still abated, the majority of squeezing in these stocks has been done. I don't have to be afraid so much of getting squeezed in this, because I think they're long in the tooth, and maybe some fundamentals will take place.
Yeah, they're hoping they hold those 44 lows, and they're not going to.
All.
Yeah, no, I like that trade. Good trade, man.
Yeah, no, but Coach, like it said, it had plenty of opportunity to squeeze. With the squeezes going on, with the market bouncing, with the fundamental stocks going, blah, blah, blah. It had everything going in its way, and it still yet went down. The moving average is curling down, and it did it with the volume. It's already washed out. The next leg down is going to be a down leg with volume, in my opinion.
Concur.
And by the way, you'll go to the rest of the group. They're not sexy. MGM. Let's look at Caesars. Let's look at Wynn. That's taking bearish activity, by the way. There's Wynn. So I know Win is China related. Maybe so is LVS, but LVS, I mean, they're all over. I mean, there's still 500 around to play the course out in Vegas. What I'm being said is the rest of them are, even the gaming stocks. IGT makes gaming. You know what? Boy, gaming, Penn National Gaming, gaming stocks. So listen, if you want to put something out, LVS is a short. Do I think it's going to? Don't be expecting it to pull a binary move and say, wow, it was apparent that this thing was weak, and for it to be down 10% one day, this could be one that trickles down as the market maybe goes up. So that short makes sense. I'm in it. Doesn't guarantee it works. But for me, a lot of things are pointing for that, especially the volume. They could have wiped out. It's not like it was going down and it's going to have one day up with everybody said we're wrong. It already balanced. It's the wrong and right already balanced itself out.
Financials, bro?
Yeah, I'm in Morgan Stanley. I'm going to add to this thing. There's the daily on Morgan Stanley. Here's a daily on the Big Daddy Goldman.
Yeah.
I'm going to add to him. This City. Okay. I'm going to add to City. City went from worst to first, and I like it. I'm going to add to this. I wanted to sell some of it. I'm not going to lie, Coach. Morgan Stanley, I'm going to add to, because from what I'm hearing and from what I understand for why it's bouncing, and by the way, the trade is clear. It's in the channel. There's the channel.
Yeah, but look left. Look left. What's holding it back? That's a lot of supply.
Yeah, but Coach, just like I believe from what the technical, so Goldman, listen, I'll take a shot there too. City's the worst supply. Actually, it looks even better. I'll take that one. Maybe Morgan Stanley does look with the worst supply, but I know that with the market doing very right, and I know there's a huge amount of IPOs in the pipeline for 24, and Morgan Stanley is going to be the biggest beneficiary of it. Maybe I'm putting my ego or my opinion before the price action. I got a nice mark in it. I'm not going to lie. Now that you brought it up, it probably is the worst of the three that I brought up. Let's bring up the biggest daddy, JP Morgan. It's self-explanatory. So, in my opinion, I think Morgan Stanley catches up to JP Morgan as opposed to JP Morgan pulling back to Morgan Stanley. That's my opinion.
Got it. All right. So, uranium?
Uranium was taking some heat today, Coach. And you know what? I thought about it, but yet again, I'd be hypocritical. I'm not going to do a one-day down. I'm looking for a rotation. Maybe I don't know. I don't know yet. I don't know, Coach. Every time it looks like it does this, then it pulls like an Apple or a Microsoft and it goes back up.
I know.
But I don't know. I'll look at the other ones, URA. The volume. I don't know. UEC.
I wouldn't be long. That one looks better, but the last two, I'd be booking it. Take at least half if you're long. You've been patient enough to hold it. I admire it if you've been long.
There's the weekly. So, I wouldn't get, I hope, listen, I wouldn't argue. If it, by the way, it goes below 663, I wouldn't say it might be a decent fade. I'm not going to say it's going to go back to 3, but with the weekly, this is the daily with the RSI not cooperating, but this is the weekly, which by the way is topping here. That's not bad, Coach. Yeah. If it goes below 662, I might do a little schnitzel for a short, just as a fade. No
crypto related stocks.
Yeah,
should
sure
be on a hell of a run.
Mara.
Okay.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Bounced again. I'm short Mara. Here where I am. It's one of the few contra trades I put on recently, and I'm down in it. Note to everyone else out there, I'm short 14,000 Mara from 1523. It's 1566.
Yeah.
Okay. So after this whole run up here, I'm down 22 cents. What am I looking for? Probably for the break under. Well, I also have a stop. I wanted to break under this gap, which was today's low, or today's gap. Look, I shorted nicely. I shorted this morning. I was up. It was 14. Now, what I wanted to do is I'm not going to give it much. It's a trade. Now, if it breaks the opening range breakout, 1482, I do believe it's going to go down to maybe 1366 or break a gap, depending on what Bitcoin does. I don't think Bitcoin's going back to 20,000. Why did I do Mara? Because Mara is the best of breed. Hold on. Considering that Riot is the one that's most heavily shorted, don't want to be in that most heavily shorted. Coin is the most speculative. Don't want to be in that. Mara is almost like the I don't know, the Merck of the speculative around speculative bio stocks. Right, Marit's the one that actually makes sense. You know what I mean? The other one's
Okay.
a little bit more risky, if you will. I don't know.
All right. Well, nice review, bro.
Yeah, let's see what the
Okay.
wise guys are doing. We'll leave it there, Coach. Right?
Okay.
What are we doing? AMD near lows. Meta. Here's my what's going on now. They're selling off a little bit. What do I see here? AMD lows, Meta red, silver lows, VIX. What else? So let's look at this. RTW, plug bearish. Google bearish. They're going out to December, no interest. Anybody going out March? VRNS, they're going into March, not interested. CFLT, interesting. This was a cloud play. Well, you know what? That they're hedging. CFLT was a cloud play that I bought one day at 15 and sold at like 16. Left about 2 million on the table. That's fine. They're buying options here, but that's probably a hedge that they're going out to April. Somebody believes it's going to dip, but they're going to get paid later in April. So keep an eye on the one that did have a nice bounce on bad news CFLT. It's a cloud play, but
it hasn't filled the gap, so it could pull back.
Yeah, no, they were sexier. A couple of ones we talked about. CLSK, that's a miner, Bitcoin miner. Amazon bearish till January. Not interested. Lyft bullish. Gold. What are they doing? They're pulling a what? The 2? No, it's pulling back, Coach. I'll listen to you anyway. That's only a chart.
Okay.
Amazon. That's it, Coach. Yeah, There we go. There's a last alert, which is a little bit weekly sweepers riding the intraday momentum in mega caps and spies and Qs. Weeklies. That means they're they're taking advantage of whatever swing is that day or what's going on at the moment. I get it.
They're looking for up.
Yeah, Vikings Therapeutics, I bought that. A handful of short repeat names, seeing tack Hood, VRT, and Bitcoin miners. So they're trying to buy Hood. That'll say something right there. Bitcoin miners. I get it. And that's it.
You cover a lot of ground, Mike. Thanks very much. I mean, we did a good part of the universe today.
Well, that's okay. I know less is better, Coach, but it's what I, it's what I do. I'm not throwing darts. It's just,
Yeah, and you have a large trading universe too. So anyway, every time I talk to you, something lights up when I go through your charts for me to go back and think about. So appreciate.
Everything's better with a view, Coach. You know what I mean? Sometimes it doesn't. It doesn't.
We only have 2 eyes, Mike.
Well, I do. I'm a scratch golfer. I still use a caddy to read the putting green, even though I could probably putt better than him. But I use his.
Surround yourself with traders better than you. That's why I'm doing hanging out with you, bro.
That is true. Touche and touche. All right, we'll leave it at that, guys. Okay, listen, you got to be in the room. A lot going on. The VIX is still amazingly suppressed, although stocks are having big moves. So, get your prices. I don't want to be facetious, but don't don't pay $100,000 for a BMW that has an $80,000 sticker price. It just don't do it. This is what's happening sometimes in the market. Get your prices because difference between it makes a big difference over the long run. Maybe I trade I rotate maybe 200 million shares a year. You know what I mean? 10 cents on 200 million. Do the math. Now I'm not micromanaging, but maybe because my parameter is a little bit larger, but some people should. And to take advantage of it, get yourself a TradeView Markets demo because with the tightest spreads and the lowest commissions, you'll see that those 10 cents over the long haul makes a difference. Cheers.
Yeah. And you know what, Mike? There's no law about having more than one account. And you're in the racing business. You only know if you have a good horse till you run it against another. So just something to think about.
Definitely.
All right, Mike. Good hunting the rest of the day, partner.
Thank you to you and to everyone, Coach. Okay, cheers. Trade well, have a plan, and we'll see you in the room. And by the way, you could tell that we're not shy, but you have to ask. You don't get it unless you ask. If you want to know something, ask. There's 12,000 equities and I don't know how many financial instruments. I don't know what comes to your need. I know what my universe is trading. It doesn't necessarily have to be your universe. It's only that I trade my universe maybe a little bit better than other people do it. So you got to ask. If we're not right, we at least give very, very high level opinions and direct it towards things that work. Okay, so we put our egos aside. We do what's working with volume, price action, option flow, sentiment. We've been doing for a long time, and we're not going to stop doing it. And not to be a pitch, it's just I'm here. So be in the room, and you got to ask. Cheers.
To be there for the good times, you have to be there all the time.
Thank you, Coach.
All right,
Appreciate
buddy.
it. Cheers.
Take it easy.
You got it.